Welcome to the quarterfinals of the Sully event number 2, Fight for Lysander. It's got myself versus Squid, two very experienced people in the tournament scene. Squid probably is the only person in the GU community who plays in more events than I do. And we're coming out here. We are playing Aggro War. They are playing Death Something. Is this a full keep? This is not bad. I'm going to keep this. You could argue that I should toss the imp there for something else. But I mean, you could also argue that the imp can be pretty useful early too. And mostly for board presence. Particularly if they are zombies. But they picked this GP, so he may be a Nubians. I think we're favored against the Nubians, especially going first. And not as much against zombies. Alright, just the Valkyrie on one. They may Blight Bomb this. That's fine. I would have liked to have spammed two things on the board. Like the Dream Open is this and Trial Spirit to protect it. But sometimes you don't always get dreams. Sometimes you just end up with memes. Next turn, we may or may not Volca's Cap'n. Most likely may. Even if they Blight Bomb this, I mean, we probably Captain. It's better than Imp. We don't like having double Imp in hand. This isn't good. Now we get the Trial Spirit. Definitely drew cards in the wrong order. Guess if we tossed one of these Imps, we could have had it. So it would have made a lot more sense here. I went ahead and pipped it out for the stat boost, just to have a little bit more presence on the board. They could Curse to Greed here. They could have a second Blight Bomb here. The thing is this protects it against Vile Reaver-ish lines. Okay, Ragnarok is pretty good for them. We will be pushing some damage, though. Thundercaller is a very good top deck. So we will just go straight towards the face here. I don't think I need to commit with this relic yet. Could argue that maybe I should have. Curse to Greed's their only clean answer to Thundercaller, which they could indeed have here. They pipped out very quickly, yeah. Yeah, it felt like they definitely had that very quickly indeed. Okay, yeah, here we double imp and go face. So we're going to do a lot of damage to our own face, but we're going to do some damage to their face as well. Go ahead and toss the relic as well. We probably are leaning toward the Vow or the Ruin. Just trying to push a lot of damage quickly here. Darrow's Heirloom and Pip into GP can get rid of one imp. Not a surprising line. White for a guard. Definitely a pretty good top deck. So the protected doesn't matter too much. You could argue that I should hit here. In fact, I'm going to do that just to protect here. Yeah. We don't gain that much by going face there, is kind of part of the idea. We grab the Vow. It's the best card in the Sanctum. We can push damage to their face. We can heal our face. So it's the most flexible. If they have Ray Disintegration, we probably see it now. Okay, Pharaoh's Heirloom. That will be able to take off the protected. And ooh, that attack into the Wretched Vanguard looks like genius now. Though, I guess they had the Blight Bomb there at the end. Another white for a guard. Well, see, now I actually like going face more. Here's why I like going face more now. It's because when we attack here, they can GP here. And that's just awkward. They got a lot of Vile Reavers in the Void. Land of the Dead does clear this, which is interesting. And what is it? The get 3 Anubians back from the Void, very likely to remove this as well. Because they have 4 Anubians and 3 of them are Vile Reavers. So most likely they get 2 Vile Reavers and a Wretched Vanguard. I mean, they could get 3 Vile Reavers with a high roll. So you could have argued that this attack might have been still best. Okay, V-Rock, they're digging. We're just hoping we can just slap this another round on here. Priestess of the Cat's pretty annoying. Some decisions for this turn. Trying to think through all of my options. I can buff this 11. So we're 2 points off of lethal. We don't have enough mana to do everything. The awkward thing is killing this doesn't help against Land of the Dead. Kill this and see what we get from the draw. Odie. I think we need to gain 4 here. I'm starting to think I didn't play that turn correctly at all. Because we should have just ended with Slayer, because if they can kill me from here, then we're just screwed. Yeah, I misplayed that really badly, because I left myself with like no outs to win. Yeah, that was really poorly played. Really poorly played on my end. Yeah, they had it. They indeed had it. So they deal 6 to my face with these. Then they trade this off here. And we do not have lethal. So that's problematic. Oh, they had a pip? Okay. I think killing this because it has Soulless is correct. And we can kill it with this Ranger First Bow in the Sanctum. So I think I have to heal with Rune of Life this turn, otherwise I probably die. Yeah, I feel like I really misplayed this game, because I might could have had lethal less that turn if I didn't yeah, I think I totally punted this game. How many minions they got left in their void? They've only got 1 Priestess of Takat and we're at 8. So that could be good. They've already used a lot of their Var Reavers and stuff. Does he have a way to get out of the spot? Bifurcating Curse kills those 2. Alright, we win game number 1. Well, that was a sweat. That was an absolute sweat. Very tight game for sure. Game number 1 went our way, a very tight game despite going first with Aggro War. Now we're going first with Control Nature. He went right back to probably a Nubians. I do have some special tech in this list. I'm going to be digging for it hard. Druid of the Cycle is the key card for me. And we do not see it in the opening hand. It can obliterate from their void, and that at times can be soul crushing for the Nubian player, assuming he requeued with the same list. He can be tricking me in playing a control death variant, and that's one thing that Squid's definitely capable of as an experienced tournament player. But here we don't have too much in the opener. I can play Boar, but Boar on a naked board is kind of depressing. This is a control nature list. We do have healing, so we have some anti-void stuff if we can draw it. Alright, so they play this. Underbrush takes this out, and then they take this out. You could have argued that Canopy may have been better there, and I wouldn't really argue against it. Okay, Broccoli here. I want to conserve my pip because I do have a slower deck and can use that effectively later. Also, playing this naked is risky. There's not like many super clean answers, but like double Vile Reaver, like if he had Vile Reaver and Empower, then that could be very effective for him. Alright, double Barksworn can actually clear the board. So we do take 2 that way. Just send this back to the void. No, using the pip there is awkward, but I think keeping control of the board and not letting things get out of hand is important. Again, I'm more of a control-ish nature list, not a super aggro variant. Pack Succession solid. I'm going to go with the Veil Warden first, calling in mana efficiency. Because we might Pack Succession and then we can like do a 4 and a 2. You could argue that Selena snowballs and we should aim to get that out there quicker. So there's arguments that my line was incorrect. Okay, reaching the black. They're not getting back that much. They're saying, I don't need much. Yeah, they did have the Blight Bomb. That was very effective. Briar, pretty useless here. I think I still want to play Pack Succession here. Didn't hit the one I wanted it to hit. Definitely be honest about that. So, pretty good start for Squid here. We haven't drawn any of our hatred, void hate, and we are kind of struggling at the moment. Makes sense. So Lightning Strike guarantees the hit here, so that's pretty good for us. You could argue that I should GP instead of Canopy there, because I've got this. But, I don't know, felt a little bit more inclined to taking the line I took there. Yeah, GP was better. I don't know why I feel like I needed to do the line I did. It didn't even save mana. I was in between lines of like spamming board and not spamming board. So what I want is I want to get my Void Hate. We've got Void Hate to, you know, rip the Priestess of Takat, for instance. That would be critical if we could get it. Could be an absolute game changer. Druid of the Cycle. None of them we hard mulligan for it. Have not seen one in the first 13 cards. So this is not going well. Not going well at all. Gonna go with Ranger First Bow and GP here. Avatar of Nature can be useful because of the healing. But, I mean, we're one Land of the Dead from getting wrecked here. How many Vile Reavers they have in their Void? One. Only one. So they want to get a little bit more Vile Reavers. We have a tiny bit of time. If we can draw the Druid of the Cycles, we could really, really hurt them here. They're going to get another Vile Reaver in their Void, which is exactly what they want. And just more card draw. They've gotten so much card draw this game. They're just so close to killing us. Ragnarok definitely makes some sense here. And the question is can we survive if we don't top deck here? And do we buy the Ambitious Adventurer to go for the top deck? Being said, I want to play Avatar of Nature really badly here. Canopy Barrage is a miss with a capital M. Yeah, I think we just lose here. I don't see a way to win this game. Gonna buy the Ruin for some healing. But it's not looking good. I mean, he's got Land of the Dead here, and he gets 3 per Vile Reaver. I guess it's 6. Plus he can get another one, so he can push 9 super easy. Wonder if the Walking Plant, the healing we're generating here, is going to mean anything. The Ray of Disintegration definitely makes some sense. These Broccolis will be dying. Which, in a weird way, can actually be good. So he picks up... Picks up the... But he doesn't have lethal. So this... I'm in between playing another Beetle and GPing there. GPing for 1 health seems a bit cringe. Could have argued I should have gone for the Ambitious Adventurer there, because we really need Druid of the Cycle. Or Compost Charm, that's big too. Haven't gotten the big heals yet. I mean, he could have lethal this turn if he has Land of the Dead and the second Priestess of Tokat. He gets there. It's just so scary. Every Vile Reaver that goes in that void, you know, is going to be problematic in the future. I mean, he's got to have it, doesn't he? Do I YOLO the Ambitious Adventurer? This is such a weird line. That's not what we needed. I think we lose here. Yeah, I think we lose here. Because we don't have enough healing, and then the Land of the Dead is just deadly here. They just have too much in their void now. We did not draw any of the Druids of the cycle, which is frustrating. Jeez, does he seriously not have it? This is in such a weird game. I'm 1 in 5.5 to draw it. Not saying I will, I'm just saying that those are the odds. Just been such a weird game. Reaching the black, yeah. Wow, he hit both of those. Very unfortunate for me. And has another one to go with it. We have not much going on here for us, actually. Compost Charm into a Miracle. I think we have to kill the Priestess. We have to kill as many things as possible here, don't we? I don't know, the Nightleaf is kind of funny. Because he has less things to run into. Maybe this makes sense. Because they're hidden. We've drawn 20 cards and haven't drawn any of our Void Hate. Now we're going to overdraw. I guarantee you the card that we overdraw is Void Hate. Can almost guarantee it. Oh, it's going to be Void Hate. It's going to be Void Hate. I tell you, the most surprised person is going to be Squid when he sees the card milled. It's going to be the most surprised person. So what I need to do here... They're only hidden for 1 turn. I need to have the least amount of minions possible on board. It just doesn't work, though. I can't kill enough. My own stuff, actually. Yeah, this is just bad. This is definitely bad. There goes the second Compost Charm. That was quite a big mill. I don't think I have any outs here, I'll be honest. I mean, this gives him lethal, but like he had lethal anyways. Land of the Dead was lethal with just these 2 on board. So game number 3 will indeed be necessary here. Just unable to find a druid of the cycle. And I mean, I think we could have managed to win if we had that, was able to take out some of the key cards that were in the void for a long time, just sitting there, and we were unable to do that. Obviously, overdrawing the compost charm doesn't help the calls either way. Geez, one of his last cards is Priestess of the Cat, which is interesting. This is easy lethal though for them. And game number 3 will be necessary. Pretty easy win for Squid, I would have to say. Dun dun dun. Game number 3, a trip to the Final Four on the line here. We won game number 1 with the war. He won game number 2 with the death. And in game number 3, he's coming out with war. I'm coming out with deception. And we are playing aggro deception. But it doesn't look like it with this draw. This deck is very weird. It's not like a very good deck. I hate to admit it, but it's not a very good deck. So we're taking a very passive open here, but with the Umber Arrow in hand, passivity is legit. It makes sense, I think. So, turn 2, we switch Duelist. The Pickpocket should get some value. I'm assuming he's aggro war. That would be my assumption. He's coming at us with Imp. He might think I'm Control War since I played Pickpocket. I'm not. I promise I'm not. Switch Duelist is really the only line we have here. He can hit here, but that might give value to a Umber Arrow. Okay, we know he's got Tavern Brawler in hand. That's information. I'm not sure what we can do with it, but it's information. Like, he hits here, we can just go face in some lines. Is he going to buff it? Ugh. Yeah, that hurts. That hurts. A lot of lines here can go face. Like, leaving this on board is a consideration. Like, trading and Shadewalker's a line. I'm going to do that. The idea is that this minion, this Imp, is actually a liability. Because next turn we go face in Pietro, and the damage they're taking from the Imp might be deadly for them. There's also lines next turn we consider an Umber. Could consider an Umber. Yeah, so they're very wide. But I like the Pietro here. Defiant Farmer's fun. Can we finally get Farm Boy to work? That's the question. He can push face with a lot, but I think we normally win the race here. I mean, everything I have is hidden. So he's debating on whether or not he wants to attack with the Imp. I'm going to elect not to. 6. So 6. 6, 8, 9, 10. We do not have lethal here. But I think this is a good line. We can umber this and trade there. So the idea is I'm just taking away his spots on board and going to play the surprise delivery. Because that puts him at the 6 mark. And surprise delivery is pretty annoying. So he needs to deal with this. That's one way to deal with the situation. All right, we advance to the final 4.